most renowned publishing houses in India. The organization is named after a library of Nalanda University, which flourished over 2000 years. Founded in 1982, the brand Ratnasagar represents exemplary standards in publishing. Our books are carefully written by eminent educationists and designed by a team of experts. The books makes learning an interesting, creative, and fun-filled experience. In our endeavor to support teaching fraternity, we host nearly 2,000 teachers' professional development programs annually. Our organization boasts of an impressive pool of academics who conducts these programs on a vast range of topics. Today we are presenting English for Young Learners. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box. The presenter will bring them up during the webinar. Now, without further delay, we will turn the time over to Mr. Abid, today's moderator, to carry forward the today's webinar. Over to you, Mr. Abid, please.
Thank you, Bipin. Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction that you have made for me. Hello, everyone. Hi, good evening. A very warm welcome to each and everyone, every teacher, every educator, and the facilitator present over here in this webinar, not only on Zoom, but also through Facebook Live. Whoever seeing it, mera sabko namaskar and good evening to everyone. So today we are here to start with the webinar, as Mr. Bipin said, that it is on English learning for the young learners. Yes. So for today, we have an eminent personality from on behalf of Ratnasagar. She is the resource person for today, Miss Sangeeta Kanjilal. But before introducing her, I would be taking ahead some structures of the webinar today. What will be the structures of the webinar? You all will be on a chat and watch, view and chat mode. So whenever you people will be asking any questions, it will be via the chat box only. You can see the panelist or the resource person over here, but she cannot see you. So you have to interact with her through the chat box only, right? So let's not waste much of the time. Let me introduce Ms. Sangeeta Kanjilal. She has been associated with different facets of primary education for the last 21 years. Yes, to be corrected. She has completed the CIDTT Cambridge International Diploma for Teachers and Trainers with a distinction. She has been training teachers all over the country as the coordinator of the teacher training program of Loreto Sialda. She has also been actively involved with the DPEP program of the central government. She conducts programs for children of the British Council and Good Books. She has also been conducting training programs for teachers and supervisors of government schools in Tamil Nadu. She has been contributing to children's literature as writer and editor of eminent magazines such as Chatterbox, Chanda Mama, Hoot and Toot. Chanda Mama, one of my favorites when I was a little kid, yes. She's a regular contributor to an international property magazine and a number of websites. She has also been contributing to a number of leading newspapers and magazines in the country, the Hindu and the New Indian Express, to mention a few. She has been actively involved in internet education as the domain manager for primary education of childdunia.com and portal manager for sabari.com. She has written and translated a number of children's books from English to Bengali and Bengali to English. So there is a lot more to tell about her, but I would not take much of the time on screen. We have much to learn from Sangeeta ma'am. We welcome you for today's webinar. I welcome you for each and everyone to let them be enlightened by your words. Ma'am, please, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abid. And I would like to welcome all the teachers and educationists who have made an effort to come for this webinar. It only shows how interested the teaching community is, and particularly nowadays, with online teaching and so much more happening in our lives, it's definitely a reason why I should be grateful to all of you for making time and for being on time for this particular webinar. Now, I would request everybody to please participate actively, yes, and to ask any question that you may have. I will try my level best to answer them. Now, as teachers of the English language in an ESL country, yes, there are several challenges, okay? Would you agree that one of the biggest challenges that we face as teachers of English is that most of our children do not have much exposure to the English language, yes, and therefore it becomes, oh, I've already started getting answers to that. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I think most of us agree that one of the biggest challenges is that we do not, our children do not get much exposure to the English language. Okay. So, sometimes I feel that the children in the class are like ATM machines, okay? And the currency here is money. The currency here is language. And everybody has an ATM card. The English teacher has an ATM card. The parents have an ATM card. The neighbors have an ATM card. Everybody has an ATM card. But the question is, who is going to fill the machine? Right? So all of us are happily swiping our cards, and we are finding that, there is no currency, right? So I think the first thing that we will be looking at today is how to fill that ATM machine, right? Because the only reason why these children have difficulty in speaking the language or are unable to communicate in the language is perhaps because they haven't had enough exposure to the English language, right? And see, you and I as educators and teachers, we do not have much access to every other area of his life, but what we do in the classroom or what we do in the school is definitely something that we can work upon, right? So I will ask you a question. Please tell me, because the children do not understand the language, some do not understand at all, some may understand a little bit, and if you understand well, do we use translation in our English classrooms? Let us answer that question first before we move on to anything else. Okay. I saw, I think, about 15 yeses and 2 nos. Sometimes, yes, yes. Sometimes, no. Sometimes. All right. So if I just go by what we saw in the last few seconds or minutes, 75 to 80% of us use translation to help the children understand, right? Some people said we use it sometimes, and very few people said, no, we don't use it at all. Right. Now, we are not going to, worry our heads about whether it is right or it is wrong, but let us just look at one situation. Let us take people like you and me. Okay. Now, many times when you watch a movie in a foreign language, let us say German or let us say Chinese, yes, then many of us don't know the language, right? We don't know the German, we don't know the Chinese, right? But we watch the movie and we understand it because they have subtitles, right? Every scene, there is a subtitle. Now, after watching a movie and enjoying it and understanding it completely, yeah, somebody says captions, yeah, the subtitles. So, after watching the movie and enjoying it thoroughly, and obviously because you understood the movie, even though you didn't understand the language per se, the subtitles were there to help you. If I were to ask you that, can you please give me just one or maybe two words that you heard in German or Chinese, whatever it is, the language that you were watching the movie in, can you give me just one or two words? Do you think you will be able to give, or you will have trouble? Someone says Guten Tag. Now that's because you know German, right? I'm talking of a situation where we don't know the language and we are watching the movie, and therefore we are looking at the subtitles, and we are looking at the subtitles and understanding the movie and enjoying it. Maybe, no. Someone says bonjour. Well, it's way past bonjour, my people. That's French, by the way. Okay. Yes, very true. Even though you enjoyed the movie, yes, because of the subtitles, believe me, you will not be able to give me those one or two words in the language in which the movie is made that I asked you to tell me. Now tell me, I'm telling you that certainly, with certainty. Now tell me, why did that happen? You were watching the movie. It's not like your mind was wandering and you were doing something else. No, you were watching the movie, you were enjoying the movie, and despite all of that, after watching a movie for, let's say, 1.5 to 2 hours, you can't give me two words. Why? Someone says ignoring the language. Okay. Because focus on not focusing. Yeah. Yes. Because see, you already know that you do not know the language. Correct. And to taking that fact into account, the people who have made the movie has provided you with subtitles, right? To make it easier for you to view the movie and enjoy the movie, right? And that is why, being an intelligent human being, you decided, what is the point in getting a headache trying to understand what they're saying in German, which I won't understand anyway? Let me read the subtitles. So as a result, what happened is you closed your input device, which are your ears. You closed your ears and you enjoyed the movie because you know how to read and you had kept your eyes open. So you were reading and you were watching and you were making meaning. Right. Now, we must understand that our children are also very intelligent. If they know that this movie that is happening in this period, yeah, First show, I don't need to hear. First show, I can just sit back and relax and chill. Yeah. Why? Because there is going to be a second show. And in the second show, my teacher is going to tell me everything that she said in this very difficult language, which I don't understand, in a language that I understand. So, why should I give myself this much trouble? Right? So, we don't listen. Our focus is on the subtitle, and so we focus on that and we understand. As a result of which, we understand, but we don't learn the language. We do not learn the language. So, it is my request that please do not translate in the class. Yes, because when you translate, then this is what happens. The real learning of the language or the filling of the ATM machine does not happen. Okay, so now you must be wondering, okay, now that you have said don't translate, what is going to happen to the learning? Children who do not learn, obviously, we are going to see that in their performance. Right? What do we do about that? Now, I thought that there were many people who said they do not translate. Yeah, they were fewer in number to those who said they do. So I would like to request all of those people who said that they do not translate to please share with us what do they do. Abid, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here only.
May I request you please read out some of the things that are
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
in?
For example, for sure, ma'am. Somebody has written, we can use sign language also, right?
Okay.
Example given meaningful. Okay, they are saying. Okay, actions. Our focus is on actions. They are saying more focused on the background and enjoyment. Okay, this is for the movie what they have read. The recent ones are not coming. Okay. They
Focus
are
on action.
writing simplified action, simplified English. Show them the objects. Can express better with the actions. Yes, can be explained in an easier way.
Right.
Picture and illustration help greatly. They are saying pictures and expression illustrations are the things.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Abid. Now, what is the solution in that case? We use visual medium. We use the visual medium. It could be pictures. It could be your body language. It could be your voice. It could be simplification of the language that you are trying to teach. Okay. Now, we have to go back and look at the child. See, the human child is not born with a manual, right? No, I'm sure there are like lots of us who are mothers. We don't get a manual with the baby, right? So when you observe the child, there is just so much that you understand about what happens to the child. Believe me, the human child has everything that he needs to learn inbuilt within him. But because we get a manual like a washing machine, you want to dry clothes in 3 minutes. Okay, this switch, right? It doesn't come like that.
Sangeeta ma'am, Sangeeta ma'am, sorry to interrupt you, but somebody asked a question. Would you like to take a question, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Somebody wrote in rural areas is KL Belwal. He or she asked, in rural areas, children do not get enough atmosphere of English at their home, neighborhood, in schools. They get very less opportunity to speak in English. So can we not use Hindi as a teaching aid for them? Would you like to answer this one, please?
Yeah, definitely. Now, you see, one thing that really deeply saddens me as a teacher is a child and his environment is his reality. So, in our heads, we do not have anything like a rural child or an urban child. A child for us is a child, and his environment is his reality. Okay, so what I want to say here is that is what I'm talking about. What we have to do is we have to create opportunities. It does not really matter where the child is from. Okay, but we have decided the child needs to learn English. We meaning either the parents or the people at home or the society at large have decided that the child needs to learn English, and therefore people have trusted us enough and sent their children to our schools. So that is the promise we have made. We have made those people that promise that we are going to help your child learn the English language, right? And it is our business to make sure that we do. And that is precisely what we were coming to. That's what we were saying, that let us not worry so much. But suppose, like I live in Chennai. Okay. But when I came to Chennai some years ago, many years ago, I did not understand Tamil, right? But I had to get about my business. Okay. So what happened? All of us have a button inside of us, and that is called learning by association. That is, we have an inbuilt mechanism within us which helps us to make connections. Okay. Now, when we talk to the child and help him switch on that button, yes, he will automatically acquire the language, because that is an inbuilt mechanism that he has within him. For instance, if I tell that child that, in Tamil, if I want to ask the child, do you want to eat a dosa, right? So if I tell that child, dosa, சாப்பிடுறியா? Yes, he does not make head or tail of what I am telling him, but he understands that what she's saying is, do you want to eat a dosa? Right? Because of his ability, but I did not say anything in a different language to help him understand. I didn't tell him कि मैंने क्या पूछा पता? मैंने पूछा आप डोसा खाओगे? मैंने नहीं बताया. But I said dosa சாப்பிடுறியா? And he understands. He understands in Hindi, in his head. When I said dosa sápitriya, he heard dosa khayega kya? Yes, and at the same time, that button got activated. Okay, the button of learning by association got activated. So he also understood what she's saying is dosa khayega kya? Right? And when he keeps on hearing a lot of things which are told to him to help activate in a way which helps to activate his button for learning by association, he automatically learns. Right? The other thing that you and I as teachers know, understand, but sometimes we find it very difficult to believe, is that learning is an automated process. You cannot make me learn. You cannot make me learn. You can help me learn. You can help me learn, but you cannot make me learn. You remember those days? I mean, lots of you are much younger, but I have seen children still do it in schools today. you know, when they make a mistake, they are asked to write that thing 5 times. Yes. Now, the 6th time, the teacher also knows very well, deep in her heart, that the child is going to write it wrong. Yes. But still, she tells him to do that. Okay. Now, why does she do that? Because that is what everybody does. You have got to question yourself. See, what works in your situation, keeping the fundamentals okay, may not work in my situation. Right? But I have to have the courage of my conviction to try it out. Right? So don't worry about this is, you know, okay. How many of you have heard of this experiment called hole in the wall? Very quickly, I'll do this. See, there's a gentleman who went to Harvard University, and then he came back to his to India. Then he went to a village, okay, and said, "Okay, computers are the future, so you know these kids learn computers." So all he did was he asked that there's one young girl who could read and write basic English. Okay, so he said, "All right." He made a hole in the wall and he put a computer over there. Okay, and he told, and the girl was in charge. Okay, that girl was in charge. She was told that when children come in, just let them do what they want to with the computer. If they hear it, then you can help. Okay.
Sangeeta ma'am, your voice is breaking. Actually, many people are asking that your voice is not clear. It is breaking, ma'am.
There's not my clue. There is some disturbance in the atmosphere somewhere.
Yes, ma'am. It must be the network issue, network congestion, ma'am.
Connect issue. So the children actually they were. Then this man came back 6 months later. Okay, when he came 6 months later, he found that most of the children in the village, at least 90% of the children in the village, had learned how to operate a computer. Okay, so I'm extremely sorry. There's very little that I can do about the voice breaking. As someone is need to repeat. So the moral of the story is that if you leave children in a structured environment, then learning will happen on its own. Learning will happen on its own. You do not have to make the child learn. Okay? Right. Having said all of that, I know my voice is breaking, but there's really very little I can do to that. I'm terribly sorry. Abid, will it
Yes,
help
ma'am.
if
Ma'am, you are audible now, ma'am. Please. Hello.
okay. Right. You want me to read? It's very simple. See, this guy he comes back to India. He goes to the village and he finds that he wants the children to learn computers. There is only one girl who can read and write a little bit of English. So he's put in charge. He makes a hole in the wall and he puts a computer there. And the girl is told, you know, just the children went for help. He came back 6 months later and found 90% of the children knew how to operate the computer. Now, you will find when it comes to language, a child who hears the right language, okay, he automatically speaks the. Yes, for instance, suppose I were to tell a child who has, you know, fairly okay exposure to the English language, and I tell the child, I name is Sangeeta. Okay, that you will tell me that no, wrong. My name is Sangeeta. Now, does he know grammar rules? No, he doesn't. How will he able to tell me a sentence wrong? Simply because I heard the correct sentence. Okay? So you and I have to make sure that we create an environment in the class that is conducive to language learning. Okay. I think the first step is okay, let me ask you a question which I know that
Sangeeta ma'am, still people are complaining that they are not able to hear. So you were giving an idea that you will be putting off your video and then you'll be speaking because the most of the data
shall be
is.
done.
If
It
all the
helps
participants,
with
if all the participants are comfortable, they can put a yes. If we can put off the video because of the low bandwidth, so that the voice can be clear.
I'll just switch it off.
If everyone is okay with only the voice and not with the video, please put a yes so that we can go with your permission. Thank you
Right.
very much, all the
Yeah.
participants. Thank you very much. Sangeeta ma'am, you can go ahead, please. Thank you.
I've done it. All right. So it is very important for you and me to create an environment that is used to language learning. Okay. Now let's tell you a little story about a man who got himself a dog. And he loved the dog. He really loved the dog. So what did he do? He found out that if the dog catches, he will have amazing coat.
Sangeeta ma'am. Sangeeta ma'am, sorry to interrupt you in between again. Everyone is writing still not clear, ma'am. They are not able to hear. No difference has been made while putting off the video.
In that?
Yeah, we cannot do anything because it's a technical issue. Very sorry for it, but we can try our level best, ma'am. If you can just move a little bit here and there, ma'am.
It's a weather and it's an internet issue.
Yes, ma'am. Internet issue. That is because of the internet issue.
So
We can all understand. It's making no difference either you put off the video or put on the video. The voice is not clear, ma'am.
Okay.
We can just wait for a couple of minutes and then we can restart the thing. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, now it is fine, ma'am.
CPU, that's how technology is. All of you are doing online classes with your children. Yes, I'm sure you keep facing these issues, and there is very little that you can do to help, right? Your voice is coming clear.
Ma'am, they are saying for me, my voice is coming clear because we both are in different positions. Ma'am is in Chennai and I am in Lucknow. The net connectivity is different at both the places. So my place is getting good connectivity, but hers is not. We cannot help it. Sorry for that.
All right. So how can we help the children understand? Yeah, everyone's better now. Thank you so much. Right. So what I will do is I call out words, okay? And I want you to please quickly draw the objects or that I am calling out. Right? Yes? Quickly. Is everybody ready? I'm sure everyone has a sheet of paper and stuff to do things. Yes. All right. So first word, cake. Cake. Cake.
Cake. It's cake.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Mona Lisa. Okay, just draw it. The second word that you need to draw is fan. Just draw, do not write. Fan. Oh, how is someone showing me pictures? Pencil. Pencil. The next word is box. box. The next is mobile phone. Mobile phone. Next one is carrot. Carrot. Next one is envelope. A box could be a pencil box, could be a shoe box, so long as it's a box. Doesn't matter. Envelope. Then tree. Tree. And then fish. 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 Okay, done. Now, please keep that paper aside. And now I'm going to, okay, before that, because many people could hear, I'll read out the list once more. Okay, please do not write only. Okay. The first word was cake, cake. Then fan. Then pencil. Then box. Don't worry about what box, as long as the box. Then mobile phone. Then carrot. Then envelope. Then tree, and then fish. See, the whole challenge was do not write, draw. But I find all of you have, very few have actually drawn. Yeah, all very good, wonderful. Otherwise, there's, it won't work. Now, the second one, now you keep your drawing aside or turn the paper over. Now write, actually write, okay? These words. Woman, woman, don't draw, write. These words you write, this is list 2. The first word is woman. Book, lion, tube light, tube light, ice, ice, cow, camera, basket, whale, whale, and water, water. Okay? Just to help out people who may have missed out some word or not heard clearly, I'll read the list out once again. A little faster though this time. Woman, book, lion, tube light, ice, cow, camera, basket, whale, and water. Okay? Now, do not look at your lists at all, both the lists. Don't look at them, please. Promise me you won't. All right? Now, try and remember. Do it yourself. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to type it in. Try and remember and count how many words you could remember from the drawing list. Words that you drew. Okay? Try and remember how many of the words that you drew you can remember. Done? Now, again, I trust all of you, so I know none of you are looking. Try and remember how many of the words you wrote you can remember. Okay, now tell me, Abid, Can you please monitor the numbers? Okay, please.
People are writing 7, 8, 9, 12, 8, 5 out of 10,
नहीं
7. Yes, ma'am.
आप देखो कि ड्राइंग वाला लिस्ट में ज्यादा लोगों को याद रहा या राइटिंग वाला लिस्ट में?
I guess drawing वाले में ज़्यादा आया है, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. See, research shows we can remember twice the number of words we come in contact with when we see them visually. Okay, more in the drawn one. Everyone is saying that. So the research is right. So what is the learning that you and I can take from this particular research fact? The learning that you and I can take back to our classroom is make them use as much drawing as they can to understand. Okay, so now I am going to tell you something. Please listen very carefully. Okay, and after you have listened, I'll give you time. After every instruction, I'll give you time. You can draw what I told you. Then we will see what comes out of it. Okay. Yes, everybody ready? See, don't worry, there is no perfection in nature. So you don't have to kill yourself trying to draw things perfectly. All right? Don't worry about that. So are we all ready? Yes, we're good to go? Right. So please draw a range of hills on the top of your sheet of paper. Leave 3 finger space and draw a range of hills. Yes? Done? In between the first 2 hills, draw the rising sun. In between the first 2 hills, draw the rising sun. Done? Above the hills, please draw 3 clouds. 3 clouds. Done? You guys are really quick, yeah, super quick. All right. Now, between 2 clouds, please draw a flying bird. A flying bird. Done? Yes? Now, below the range of hills, across your sheet of paper, please draw a river. Done? See, as I'm telling you, I'm also drawing. Okay, so done? All right. Now, in the river, okay, sorry, on the river, draw a boat. Done? Yes? And in the river, draw maybe 2 fishes. In the river, draw 2 fishes. Done? Okay, now below the river, draw a house. Yes? On either side of the house, draw 2 trees. On either side of the house, draw 2 trees. Done? Under the tree, under one tree, draw a cat. Done? Beside the cat, draw a rat. Yeah, I think that's enough drawing for today, right? Now, everyone's done? Yeah, this is what my picture looks like. Now, this is an activity. It can be used for several things. And one of which, like you said, is prepositions, right? Because prepositions are position words, right? They tell you where something is, right? So when you said where to draw what and where to put what, if the child has done this correctly, you know that the child has understood prepositions. All right? Yes? So it is a nice way to evaluate prepositions. But let's do something for understanding how we would introduce prepositions. Now, suppose I'm going to do prepositions and I tell my children, all right, children, we are going to play a game. All right? And the game is called, oh no, I have a nice one here. The name of the game is, can you see my piggy here? Yes. So the name of the game is, Where is the Pig? Okay? Right? You have to key in your answers. Done? So, where is the pig? Can you see it? Can you see this? Where is the pig?
Ma'am, you have to keep a little up, ma'am. It is not visible.
Okay, can you see it now?
You have to keep a little up, ma'am. It is not visible.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is the pig? The pig is on the plate. Where is the pig now? The pig is on my head. Now, just to show it to you, can you see? Where is the pig? Yes, where is the pig? Very good. The pig is between the cats. Wonderful. Now, the pig has had lots of fun. Let's put him in some uncomfortable clothes. Okay? So, where is the pig now? He is very good. He is in the glass. Yes? Where is the pig now? He's a little fat. He doesn't fit in. He is. Now, here, the reason why I did this, some children might say, the pig is on the box, and some children might say the pig is in the box. Okay. Now, I, in my head, think that it is in the box because I've opened the box. Correct. But when you look at it from there, it might also seem that no, the pig is on the box, right? So if you want to help the child understand and not just tell him that, no, 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 just because I have that at the back of my head, that the pig is in the box, I think it is our business to explain to the child that, see, the box is open, okay? And the pig is, now where is the pig? Ah, that's right. The pig is in the box. Okay. The pig is inside the box. But this pig is a very fat pig, right? So he doesn't fit into the box. But he is in the box. If the box was closed and we put the pig here, then it would be the pig is on the box, right? Because, see, children need that clarity. And sometimes as teachers, because when we plan our lessons, and we have said the pig is in the box, we have planned and we have said the pig is in the box. So when the child says on the box, we find it difficult to accept that answer, right? Because that is not in my scheme of things, right? And we need to finish it. And sorry, Abid, can you please read? There was a question which said something about.
Ma'am, there is a lot more chats coming in, so the question went off. Can
No, there's
somebody,
one which said something.
yeah, over and above?
Okay, so now you have to take different examples. Like, for instance, say, let's see. Sometimes, now see what is flying over my head. Yes, the aeroplane is flying over my head, right? The more examples, then show them another sentence, which is
Ma'am,
show them the usage of the different. Yes.
the difference
Yes,
between
Abid, tell me.
the difference between in and into also, ma'am. People are asking to explain. Please explain it also. In and into, the difference.
Now, at this level, our children, do we actually need to show them into? That is my first question. Okay. My second question is that whatever it is, now, below and under, somebody just asked. Okay. So, the shark lives in the sea. Sometimes it goes under the waves, not below the waves. You have to show them 15 example sentences where, because they do not have that kind of vocabulary to understand the fact. Like if you tell them the direction, and because of the direction, our children at this level to understand. All right. The best way, even I think you will not even be using those kind of prepositions at this particular level. All right. So, and if you do want to, then you have to find 101 examples to show the children, why this and why not that. All right. So now, see, I feel that all of us teachers have great intention, and we are always on the lookout for doing fun and interesting things with the children in the class. Now tell me, what else can I do with this particular picture that the children have created? I can tell the children to look at the picture and fill in the blanks. All right. So I say the sun is rising dash the hills. Okay. Now, some child might say behind the hills, which is also correct, right? Some child might say the sun is rising between the hills. That is also correct, right? So, what are they doing? They are learning to use the language in context. That is very, 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 very important, because once they can do that, believe me, they will use it when they speak. They will use it when they write. Otherwise, it will be excess baggage which they are just lugging around for the sake of lugging it around. Okay, so language should always be taught in context. Yes, that is very, very important. And particularly in our ESL classrooms, it becomes all the more important. Yes, because when it's used in context, it becomes self-explanatory, right? So use this picture, the same picture that your children have created. The first time you give them sentences and you give them a whole bunch of prepositions and let them fill in the blanks. Okay, let them fill in the blanks. Now, many teachers would like to discuss the exercise even before they give it to the children. Yes, that is your choice. It's truly a matter of choice. For me, I personally feel I would like the child to choose and put his own words, because you know every child has a logic of why he used what he used and why he did what he did. Right. Now, if the child says, it's rising, the sun is rising behind the hills, and I do not agree with it, I will ask the child, oh, but how is it behind? Miss, it is at the back only, no, see. And she is right. Right? And believe me, nothing succeeds like success. Nothing succeeds like success. When the child feels validated, the other day I read something really, really amazing. It says, the children really don't care how much you know. Listen carefully. The children really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Okay. Until they know how much you care. So the children, when they know that, it's okay to make a mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. Even the teacher makes a mistake. But what we need to remember is we don't repeat our mistakes. We try not to repeat our mistakes. Right? Old lady like me makes the same mistake 101 times. Yes? But not so with little.
Ma'am, Sangeeta ma'am, would you like to take a question?
Yes,
Sangeeta
if you're
ma'am,
willing to give it to me.
Yeah, ma'am. There was a question from Mr. Mohit Mittal. He asked, can you give any hint of activity which can be used to teach topics like clauses? And one more question, ma'am. Students ask us why we are saying to keep your books into your bags. Why don't we say keep in the bag?
Sorry, what was that? Keep your books?
Kanta Sharma ji asked, students ask us why we are saying to keep your books into your bags. Why not we say keep in the bag?
Actually, I think the children quite right in saying that, because we say keep your books in your bag, right? We keep your books in your bag. I really don't think into is the right way to say it. So perhaps children are right there. Now, yeah, I actually don't want to take up various other topics. They come when we finish what we have scheduled for today, and we have more questions. We'll do clause and whatever else, right? So keep your books in your bag is what we say. We do not say keep your books into your bag, right? So never mind that. So Now, what I'm trying to tell you is why I am trying to make you think of 100 things that you can do with one activity. Just turn it around a little bit. Yes, because as teachers, we all want to give our children the very best. Okay, so if there is one thing that we can use for 100 things, that is the best way to do it, because your planning gets simplified, right? So yeah, now, so you can give them words and they can fill it in. Okay, let them make mistakes, because when they make a mistake and you actually ask them, why did you use that? They have a logical reason for having done that. That gives you also an opportunity. Uh, that gives you an opportunity to explain to them why what they say is probably not the right thing. And that is the learning. That is the learning. Okay. And I also feel that try and keep things simple. The simpler you keep them. See, complicating something is extremely simple. But simplifying something is extremely difficult. Is extremely difficult. Okay. So try, and whatever it is that you want them to do, please try and simplify things. All right. Right. Now, another thing that we teachers struggle with is writing. Right? So, can we not use this picture for a writing activity? Yes? So, please, you give them the hints. Yeah? And you tell them how to start and let them write what they see in the picture. Yeah. Now, depending on the ability of the children, you can further simplify or make it a notch higher. Okay. So what you could do is you could give them sentence, and they have to complete the sentence by looking at the picture. So suppose I say that the bird is flying, and give them a blank. So let them fill it in. Right? The bird is flying, and let them fill it in. The river, the fish are, and give them a blank. Let them write. Yes. So let them fill it in, and then you can just look at it and tell them, oh goodness, look, you have written a story about this picture. How wonderful is that? Yes. Now, so it's very important for us to try and exploit any activity we do and take it as far as we can. Okay. And let's make it fun. So now I will call out some words. Oh no, that will take a lot of time. So let us do something simpler. Okay. Now, at this level, we definitely do nouns, and we do proper nouns and common nouns. Now, I will give you some common nouns, okay? And for each common noun, I will say the common noun, and I will count till 10. And during that time, you give me as many proper nouns as you can for that common noun. Okay? Ready? Are you all ready? Yes. Okay. So, number 1, country. Country. Yeah, I can see. Stop. Books. Books. Country is done. Country is over. Stop. Now it's books.
They're writing Ramayana, Gita, Mahabharat, Bible,
Stop.
Arabian Nights. Okay.
Reverse. Next one is reverse. One last one we will take. Ladies or women, whatever. Okay, stop. One last one, cars. Oh, lovely. Okay, stop. Now, tell me, once your children have learnt nouns, okay, they already know what is a noun. You have done activity, they have learned what is a noun. Then you do this activity, but don't tell them what I told you. I told you that I will give you a common noun. You write the proper nouns for it. But that is what you're going to teach, right? So they don't know. So tell them, I will tell you a category, okay? A category, the name of a group. And you tell me the names of things that belong to that, some things which belong to that group. So like when I say, I give them an example because this might be difficult for them to understand, and you simplify it, make it better, refine it. And so you give them an example. So you say, okay, now suppose I said car. Okay, then all cars are cars, right? But I can say names of cars only I have to say. So special names of cars can be Maruti, can be Bentley, can be the Beetle, can be many things, right? So let them write the lists on their own, okay? Then once it is done, have some fun with the things that they have written, right? So they have given you various names, proper names. So you have fun with that. Okay, if you had biscuits, you'll have lots of nice, interesting names. Say, okay, so see, all these are biscuits, right? Oreo is a biscuit, Marie is a biscuit, Chaska Maska is a biscuit, right? They're all biscuits, but each of them have a special name, right? So like that, when I say Indira Gandhi, and I say Sushma Swaraj, or I say Winnie Mandela, or so they're all ladies, right? They're all ladies, but they each one of them, Mother Teresa, yes, she's from my city. So each one of them, all of them are ladies, or they're all women, but each one of them has a special name, right? And these special names are called, so all names, you know what names are called, naming words. What are they? Because they've already learned it. So they tell you naming words are nouns. Okay, so special names of people, places, animals, and things are called proper nouns. Okay, and because they are special names, they always begin with a capital letter, right? So what you have done is you have introduced proper noun and common noun. Now you can use an activity like this to do that, because previous knowledges, they already know nouns. They know that nouns are naming words, they're names of people, places, animals, and things. All right. Now, suppose the children have already learned nouns, verbs, adjectives. Okay. What you can do is, take a passage from your book. All right. And read it out and tell them whenever you hear a noun, okay, you clap. When you hear a verb, okay, other than the be verbs, okay, then you do the action. What was this? Students are confused. Abid, can you please read that confusion thing for me, please?
Ma'am, students get confused in birds and animals they are writing.
The only way to help them with that is, see, again, this is exposure, right? So they say that, that the crow is an animal, okay? So you tell them, but the crow can fly, right? It has wings. So it is a bird. So you tell them creatures that can fly and they have wings and their body is covered with feathers, they are called birds.
Ma'am, one more question. The sun is in the east. Is the sentence in the sentence east is common or proper noun? They're asking.
Yeah. Now the sun is in the east. The sun rises in the east. East is definitely it is a specific direction. So it is a proper. See, direction is the common noun. Okay. North, south, east, west are specific directions. Okay. So they are all proper nouns. Yes. Right.
Ma'am,
So
one more thing, ma'am.
Is you read out.
Sorry to interrupt you in between, ma'am. I was supposed to take up one more question, which 2 or 3 people are talking about. They are asking about activity on phonetics if we are going to cover it. Please let them know, ma'am.
No, we will not do number 1. See, there is a huge difference between phonics and phonetics. Okay. Now, the people who ask this question, please ask them that how do they start with abacada? It's a whole science. Phonics is different from phonetics. Okay. And I think it is not right for us to say, okay, I'm going to cover phonetics in this workshop. It is extremely unfair, number 1. Number 2 is that, do you know something? Okay, let's ask a question to those who ask this question. Why does the English language have 2 sets of letters of the alphabet, the capital and the small letter? Why? Why do they have 2 letters?
People who are asking this question, Panky, you can write it down in the chat box, please.
No, it's nothing to do with the sounds. See, the capital letters are the names of the letters. Okay. And the small letters are the sounds of the letters. That is why we have capital and small. And if you are doing phonics, you should only start with the small letters. You should never introduce the letters of the alphabet in order. Right. So, come on, that's a whole different ball game. So I do not want to take it up and, just kind of touch it and let it go. Okay. Right. So, small is short. Okay, never mind. So, what I was saying is that when you choose an activity, then and you do an activity, okay. Please try and find. Please do not put questions about phonics and phonetics because we are not doing it. Right? That's a separate workshop on its own. It's very unfair to be putting it in this particular webinar. Okay. Yeah, I'm terribly sorry, but yes. Now, the other thing is that See, in grammar, I find most of the questions are related to grammar. So what is very important is, see, in grammar, children have to see the pattern of the language. Okay, so when they see, grammar is about patterns. Once they understand the patterns, they will automatically understand the rules. Do not teach grammar through rules. Yes, it does not work. Let the children prove the rules themselves. Let them find the rules out for themselves. Okay, then you will find that they will remember. Otherwise, if you make a mug, like how you, yes, particularly with maths. I mean, I was terrible at maths, yes, and I did fairly well though. Then the reason was because I used to mug up everything, and without understanding, I would just go and do it. Okay, but since this is a language workshop, I think we have to, and it's criminal offense if we don't. We have to talk about developing reading. Okay, now how, because that skill developed will make sure that everything else just falls into place. Okay, and reading for meaning. Reading for meaning, because many children read, but they read without understanding. Okay, so I would like some stuff on chat about how you go about developing reading in your class. Yes, some ideas, please. Okay, now some people said, okay, through pictures. I think I saw about 3 or 4 saying through pictures.
Ma'am,
How do you do the reading?
It's
That's what
peer
I'm wondering.
reading, stories, loud reading, visual stories, storytelling, which
Peer
is
reading
different.
is like 2 children reading together, right? So now storytelling. Storytelling, how do you connect it to reading?
They're giving the
As a
answers as ebooks, stories, newspapers, magazines.
No, that is all fine. Those are all aids that can promote reading, right? But to help reading, see, when the children are
Storyboard.
at the primary level, we find that many of the children have great difficulty in reading. So the first thing that we need to do is we have to create a love for reading. How does that happen? That happens when children have people who read well, who read to them well, then quite automatically they get interested in reading. The other thing is, please use situations. See, sometimes children ask you a question and you may not know the answer because nobody knows the answer to everything, right? The best thing to do is tell the child, all right, I don't know it right now, I will find out. Or if you have a library, tell them, let us go and find out. So they know that when you want to know something, books can tell you everything you want to know, right? And when you are the story necklace, what is that?
Story weaving, ma'am. Story weaving. Weaving the story or story necklace.
Yeah, they can make a story. You can call it spin a tale, you can call it make a necklace. But my question is reading for meaning. See, because if the child can read and understand for himself, that is the skill that he will take with him throughout his career. isn't it? And that is what we need to help them develop. Okay, some very simple ways I'll tell you. Now, suppose you have read a certain chapter in your class. Okay, you have explained and you have read and everything. Now, the next day, every day, this can be done not just for English. I will talk about role play. Abid, will you remind me because I keep forgetting? Yeah. So, when I say it's very important for me the next day to start with what I did the previous day. Now, if they have read a certain page, you tell them to open to the page and you you could tell them the meaning of a word from that page and tell them that read that page and find the word. Read that page and find the word that means this. Okay? And as soon as you find it, say bingo. All right? Now you will be doing online classes. So in the online class also, you can do this. You can tell them to read, and as soon as they have found it, they can just like you are keying in stuff on chat, they can send it to you on chat, or they, and you can have a look at that. They say bingo. What are they doing? They are reading for meaning. Yes, so you could give meaning of the word and they can find the word. You can give, see, another thing that teachers are very, very concerned about is vocabulary. Okay, now when you say vocabulary, vocabulary always has to be taught in context, because only in context they see the usage, and when they see the usage, then there is more chance for children to actually use that word when they are talking or when they are writing. Otherwise, most of the children, they have a lot of vocabulary because we take a lot of pains as teachers to teach them that. So they have loads and loads of words, but they don't know how to use those words because they have never seen them being used. Okay, so it will serve all these purposes. The other thing you can do, that's an activity, you give them the opposite. Okay, and say, now the opposite of this word is hiding here. Can you please find it? So they find it. And during the course of all of this, one amazing thing is happening. The children are also learning how to spell, right? Because spelling is not a memory skill. It has very little to do with memory. It is more a visual skill. So the more often the child sees a word, the more likely he is to use that word, right? So you do that. Then you could say, all right, let's just say the story is about a monkey who stole an apple. So you say, can you find the line that tells you what the monkey stole? Yes? So they are finding the answer. Yes? They are finding the answer. So what happens is, all of this can happen every single day in your class, the first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes. What does this do? It sets the tone, right? Because anyway, when you're doing something, you will start with the revision, right? When you start with the revision of what they did the previous day, all of this can come into this one activity, and you can keep changing the kind of questions that you will ask, right? Now, maybe pronunciation is another of your concerns, right? The word pronunciation itself may be a word of, something that you're concerned with, because many children are saying pronunciation, okay? And pronunciation is a very key issue, right? So if I tell them with great love, I tell them, no, darling, not pronunciation. Say pronunciation. You will find that the child has shrunk, because he realizes what actually saying is he didn't write.
Wow,
Yeah?
Sangeeta ma'am, every teacher is giving perfect remarks and compliments for this, ma'am. I must remind that we are almost running out of time, so we have 10 more minutes for the question answer session. If any of the teachers would love to, the educators would love to ask some more questions, we are here
Okay,
to
I
take
have a
some more questions.
request here.
Yes,
I have
yes,
a
ma'am. Please,
request.
please, ma'am.
Please do not, please ask about the practical difficulties that you face in your class. Don't ask for
Yes.
activities on nouns, activities on verbs, because believe me, all you have to do is go back home, sit at the internet and put a search. Okay. Now, the reason why this kind of interaction is different from just cutting a whole bunch of activities is because we get to exchange our views. We get to see what works, what doesn't work. Because see, you guys are the ones who go to the classroom every day. You know the practical difficulties of the children, the practical difficulties that you and I face, particularly now when we are having to take online classes. Yes, so I would be very grateful if you ask questions like that instead of saying, please give me ideas on how to teach class. I know that you can give 300 ideas on it.
Ma'am, teachers are asking about the role play, what you asked to remind, to be reminded for. So,
thanks so much. See,
so that will be the
role
last
play,
thing. Yeah, thank you.
It's an amusing activity. But you have to always be very, very sensitive about how you do it in your class. I tell you why. I can call two children and I can say, now you are mummy and he is Bablu, okay? And you tell Bablu, Bablu doesn't want to do homework, so you tell him, okay? After that, he will be mummy and be Bablu. Now the child actually can talk 3 days on this, okay? But he is hesitant to talk, right? He is hesitant to talk because here the language is difficult, right? So how you conduct a role play and at which level you conduct it. Your expectation is a bad word. It only makes you sad and upset. So how you do it, you have to really think. Okay, now I'm going to call these two. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to say one fellow is a conductor in a bus and one fellow is a passenger, right? So now I will actually do a model play. Okay, I will say, okay, now I am the bus conductor, okay, and okay, who wants to be the passenger, or can you please come? Okay, and you take someone as the passenger, someone who you know has a little more language ability than the rest of the class, right? And so what does the conductor do? The conductor comes and asks for your ticket, please. Very amazing opportunity to introduce that. Please. Your ticket, please, sir. Yeah? You will find that once you have done this whole act with the child, you will find that if you then put the children in pairs and ask them to do, 75% of the children will repeat what you did. Okay. And that's not because they are dumb or they're stupid. They still don't have that much language. But what you and I have to do is we have to be happy that they're taking back something with them. They have learned at least to say that. Yes? So he will go home and he will again make someone a passenger and he will be conductor and do that. Right? So you have to be very, very, very careful how you conduct it. All right. Now, if you are teaching in school where you think children have really good linguistic ability, then go ahead. Just go ahead and, tell them what to do. But otherwise, like when we started, we found out that that the children have difficulty with the spoken language. They are a little shy, so that you have to be sensitive and start that with. And don't get upset if you find that 75% of them are saying what you said. That's all right. That is the learning for them. Yes.
That's great, ma'am. Thank you very much for so wonderful insights about the things, whatever you have told to all the educators and the facilitators. It was very wonderful. Any remaining questions? I don't think so. We have any more questions. Everyone is giving such wonderful remarks and compliments. They are asking for many more workshops and webinars to come up in the future like this, especially on the phonetics. They are asking for, because they were saying that you just touched the ball and you just left it in the court. so
That's
so we
homework.
would,
Don't you do it
yeah.
in the class?
Yeah, so we would love to have you again, ma'am, for and many more workshops, webinars to come up in the future. Ma'am, would you like to place some closing remarks for all the educators and the people who have joined us today through, not only through Zoom but also through Facebook across the country? Sangeeta, ma'am, any closing remarks for the day? And please, educators, don't leave right now. We have a QR code and the feedback form link. We will be sharing it very soon. I guess Sangeeta ma'am's internet has another issue. So by the time she comes and joins us back, I would request Mr. Rana, who is the head of sales for Delhi and Haryana, to please come on the screen and thank you to each and every one. Please, Ranaji, for a thanks note.
Good evening, teachers. My name is Ambi Rana, and I'm responsible for sales for Delhi and Haryana. And thank you very much for your active participation. As always, Ratna Sagar has a motive for education, and this is in this course of time. This is in this pandemic situation. We always have a thought to reach those teachers, those schools which we are not in the position to reach in person now. So that was an idea. We have done almost 7 to 8 webinars for this area, and this is the 7th one that we have conducted. Thank you very much for your active participation. The number speaks itself. It was a huge participation both through this Zoom and the Facebook. Thank you very much for your participation once again, and hope to see you soon in school where we used to meet quite often. Thank you very much and have a nice day, teachers. Thank you for
Teachers, don't leave yet. I am sharing a QR code on the screen. I'm holding it for another 30 to 35 to 40 seconds maximum. And you can just scan it through your regular scanners on your cameras, and a feedback form pop-up link will be there. Please click on it and fill the feedback form for your valid registrations. I'm holding it for another 20 seconds maximum. And then I will be pasting a feedback form link in the chat box. From there also you can have the feedback form if you cannot scan the QR code here. Don't worry if you are not able to scan the QR code. I will be pasting a link for the feedback form in the comment and chat section. You can just click on it and fill the form. You can just have it from me right now. I'm sending it via chat box. Vipin, can you please paste it if you have it? I'm having a little trouble doing it from here. Or Suresh ji, if you have it, please paste it in the chat box so that our teachers can. Yeah, now I can do it. Yes, just wait. Everyone in the chat rooms and everyone in the attendees, Sangeeta ma'am is on call with me. I apologize on behalf of her. She is saying sorry that she got disconnected because of the internet issues, because of the weather issues in Chennai, and she is not able to reconnect also because of the low internet bandwidth. So please pardon this technical issue from our side. Please fill up the feedback forms. We are pasting it. We are pasting the links in the chat box. You can select it from there and you can send it. Thank you very much. Sangeeta ma'am, thank you very much. Now I would like to call Mr. J. Suresh Kumar to give the final closing to the program. Mr. J. Suresh Kumar, can you please come up on the screen and can you please say closing remark and thanks to all the educators. Suresh ji, we would like to have you on the screen,
Hello.
please. Thank you.
Hello. Just a minute. Very good evening to all of you. Hello, I am Suresh. Actually, I am taking care of part of Delhi, along with Mr. Ranaji. The thing is, especially, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Sangeeta ma'am as well as the participants who have participated today. Now the session is almost coming up, and you might be busy with your morning 9 to 1 o'clock or 9 to 2 o'clock session. So we always try to go ahead with the session with the timing of 4 to 5:30. I hope that timing suits you all. And the amount of logins that have been over here especially gives the welcome thing that yes, you are comfortable with this. And we will be also like to know, yes, if it is very comfortable or do you wish to have any other timing so that it will be more feasible to you. So that's one thing we would like to hear from you. If we can put a remark, it will be welcoming you all. And at the same time, once again, very thanks a lot. And I wish you a very safe life ahead because of the reason that you are at such a responsible position that each and every one is giving a future for your kids and for your children. That matters a lot. We salute you for the service that you are rendering, and especially thank you for being a part of this session. Thanks once again from Jayashish Kumar, Delhi. Thank you. Have a good day.
So once again, I, Abid Akhtar Ansari, say thank you to each and everyone who joined us today for this webinar and made it possible. Thanks to everyone, all the dear educators and facilitators from Delhi, NCR, Haryana, and who have joined on the Zoom, and all the educators and facilitators who have joined on Facebook Live as well. So for the closing remarks, I say stay home, take care.
Just one thing, Abid.
Yeah, Sureshji.
Abid, there's a small query from everyone that is coming when we will be getting the certificates. Let me answer to all that certificates will be processed and certificates will be provided soon. And Abid taking care of marketing, of course, he will be able to put some more light on this. Abid, would you like to address this question?
Yes, the certificates, once the feedback forms get collated, Mr. Sahil, thanks to Mr. Sahil also, Mr. Rajiv Sharma, and all the Ratnasagar team who had made it possible for the today's webinar. We thank Sahil, who is always behind the curtain and making it possible. Mr. Sahil is the one who is responsible for bringing up the certificates to all of you. So once the form has been collated by him and it will be processed, the certificates will be out and e-certificates will be reaching you very soon. Sure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Abid.
Thank you.
And thank you once again, teachers. Have a great day. Thank you.
So as we sum it up, as we always say, Ratnasagar, the baseline is education, our mission. It is our vision, is the education, our mission. And as we always say that doctors, yesterday was the Doctors' Day. Yeah, so doctors, if they are saving lives, we educators are shaping lives. Thank you very much once again for joining us today. Take care. Goodbye. Enjoy the day. Sureshji, we are ending the webinar. Thank you.
Yeah, please.